So I was listening to this wise man who wears a cap, and something that was said, and it's been said before, about one particular woman. Now, I agree that she is beautiful, as you know, a beautiful um, face. She has a beautiful figure, and she is a beautiful woman. Now, there are other young ladies who are also very attractive young ladies, aside from the fact that they're doing this twerking thing, right? So, what ends up happening a lot of the time with some older women, they want to party with the younger girls because it makes them look as attractive in their head as these other young ladies, which is a setup to continue to make these ladies appear this way and to justify this twerking behavior, which actually puts them in a very vulnerable situation, and it causes people to look at them with a certain level of disrespect. So, therefore, they are being submitted to other various types of violence and abuse. So, it's a backwards flip into how narcissists will set you up in the public eye to defame your character, to slander you, and to make you appear to be something that you are not. Now, these young ladies are coming in from a generation where this behavior was promoted. Satan made sure of that because back in the 90s and the 80s, men were not concerned about how big a woman's behind was, maybe occasionally, but it wasn't a promoted thing. It was more of a um, attraction to a natural bodied woman of color, which is everybody. Um, because there are some pretty thick, beautifully shaped white women as well, but who's black and who's white? The attitude of who is white is going to stand out over the attitude of who is white. There's difference there because what you see is not always what you get. And that's why I say that hate comes from whichever race, color, ethnicity that it's coming from. This world cannot be looking this way and not everyone within a particular race not participating at some point in time. The generations, the bloodline, it is for a time. This is scriptural. This is prophecy fulfilling itself. So this has to transpire what's going on in order to get to the next level, the next phase of what's about to happen. So here we are. So I want people to understand that sometimes you make the people who are not looking out for your best interest look good because they're around you, they're said, doing things for you, that type of thing. Now, I know plenty of people who are not going for that at all. That's not even where their heart is. They also fall under that vulnerability category as these other young, beautiful women, these young, good looking men, or even some older men are targeted by the younger generation for this purpose. It's a mother-daughter, so to speak, age bracket that's circulating this. And sometimes grandma will be in on it too because she has a long history of having had that type of a lifestyle, you see. And so it passes down from generation to generation. And I have had neighbors that are like that, you know. It's just very interesting how that works. So, just keep in mind to be safe out there. And if you are promoting women, make sure that you're doing it in a respectful way. That way, it doesn't bring a negative light on them to cause them to become vulnerable to the society where they live, where you're not to protect them from what it is you may have said that may have brought on that attention, may have stimulated that attention, which is why I don't like strip clubs, because these swinger clubs and things like that, because people are there, and it's not just the strip clubs, it's also the sex shops and things like that, right? You really, what, you don't need those things. There are other ways to access things for, just, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, there are things that people have to do in order to get the work done. So the work has been put in, is what I'm telling you. You don't have to go and do the things that had to be done in order for me to be able to speak to you the way that I'm speaking to you, and trying to protect everybody that's still above all of this. Because people are sinking at a very, very high rate, you know, and you can only save so many. People who want to live, they fight for their life. Everything living fights for its life. So that's the progress that I'm looking for, not only in myself, but also with others. Because if I'm fighting to get out and somebody is holding on to me and we're both going down, I'm just going to have to bop you off me. You got to get bopped off, because we both can't go down when you know good and well I have the ability to save us both, but you're going to stop pulling me down and trying to keep me there and hold me underwater while you're standing on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that, because I know how to swim.